Hello, you lovely people of the internet. How is everybody doing today? I must say, from my end, I'm a little bit stressed. I've spent the past, 4 or 5 days working on this music video production I'm doing in my music school with all my kids. I've been recording footage worth of like 386 gigabytes. It's that I have to sort through now within this next week. Today is Friday, so I am just now getting to the point where I'm recording guitar stuff. I have no time whatsoever. Anyway, this week's episode is about tapping. I'm sure all of you have heard about this tapping in combination with, of course, the great Eddie Van Halen. If you already know what's tapping, this video is not for you. This is a very basic video to bring across the idea of what's tapping for those of you who have never tried it and would like to approach it. Let's start with the understanding of what the guitar is. Our guitars are two-dimensional instruments. What does she mean by that? What I mean by that is, if you play, for example, the piano, right? You play like this. Both hands do the same movement. If you play drums, both of your hands hold sticks, you do the same movement. If you play, what else? I don't know, the flute. You go like this. Both hands, same movement. But with the guitar, it's different. That's why a guitar is a two-dimensional instrument. Not only because you have strings low and high and low and high, but also because your hands are doing like a 90-degree different moving when you play. Meaning the fret hand has to go kind of like this. And the strumming hand has to go like this. While you go like with this hand, you go like that. And with that hand, you go like up and down. That is one of the reasons why, first of all, when you try to approach tapping, and then what is tapping? Tapping is nothing else but approaching a hammer-on with your strumming hand on the fretboard. Easy. Sounds easy. And one very important thing that I learned about tapping very early on is that it always sounds like so fascinating fast. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But if you start playing it, actually you have to like slow yourself down to get it accurately well played, because it's getting the patterns right. That is the tricky thing. And it sounds faster than it feels. I'll show you what I learned first when I was approaching tapping. It was a piece that included 2 fingers of your fretting hand and 2 fingers of your strumming hand. Piece. And it was a piece of Joe Satriani called Midnight. I'm going to show you the beginning of this. And again, this is not for you if you already know what tapping is, okay? This is for those who want to approach tapping for the very first time. Let's see, I need a guitar. Hello. Okay. Midnight by Joe Satriani is, for me personally, a very easy and approachable way to learn what's tapping, especially to control the different tapping strengths of your fingers, because your index finger on both hands will always be stronger than, let's say, the ring finger or the pinky. Let me show you the first pattern. It's a pattern of 4 notes played 4 times each. Then we move on to the next position, played 4 times, moving on to the next position, yada, yada, yada. You get the idea. The order of the tapping notes is always going to be like index finger, middle finger, fret hand, or middle finger, ring finger, fret hand, and then index finger, middle finger, strumming hand. Get it? Easy. Here we go. First one. Put your index finger on the 7th fret of the E string and the ring finger on the 9th fret of the A string, which is a normal B power chord because the song is in B minor. No! You play the index finger, then the ring finger. And as you can clearly see, I'm not moving my right hand, right? So it's just hammer-ons with the left hand. And make sure that all these notes add on to each other, so you don't go, right? I have a little bit of delay on here because it sounds nicer. Nom, 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 nom. Easy? Cool. Let's add 2 more notes with our strumming hand, and that would be the 12th fret on the B and on the D string. All those 4 notes together would sound like this. played 4 times. You get the idea. So let's move on to the next pattern. The next pattern is 10 on the A string, 11 on the D string. And your strumming hand moves on to the 14th fret, same strings, B and D. Right? 4 times. So the first and the second, as we learned on last week's episode, how to practice first pattern and second pattern together. By the way, I'm going to provide the notes on Discord, so please find the link of my Discord in the video description and connect to Discord. I'm going to yada yada yada. Moving on. Back to the first pattern. Back to the second pattern, but the second time around, we're not going to stay 4 times with our strumming hand on 14B, 14D, but do that twice and then move on to 14E and 14G for the third and the fourth time. What is she saying? And then moving up. Get it? So the first 4 patterns would sound like... half of the song already. So now we go back to the first pattern. Whoa, what a wild guess. And then we continue with putting every one of our fingers 1 string lower. Moving on to one of the last patterns, which would be 9-9 on the A string and the G string, and 12-12 on the B string and the D string. And then moving those 2 fingers of the strumming hand 1 fret lower to the 11th fret. Right? You get the idea. So the whole thing sounds like, man, I'm speeding through this episode. Okay, here we go. This whole thing is perfect to practice constant rhythm with tapping hand left and right combined, right? So you would not like to try like or you want this. Classical music lives off this dynamic thing, like, right? So you would like to speed up and stop and have this ritardando and all that classical stuff. You do that after you practice the constant daga 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 daga. Let me play it to you once with the daga 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 daga. So now if you want to bring that whole piece to life, oh man, my chair is in the way. This is how it sounds like. All right, that's it. See you next week. Bye, you lovely people of the internet.